afternoon, Fractured Compass fans. How are you doing today? I'm Bree.
I'm Mike.
And we are back for another fireside chat of what is going on in the haunt community and getting ready for Halloween.
Yeah, and I feel like it's been kind of a hot minute since we've actually talked to you guys about this stuff. We've been pretty deep into editing and making a little movie.
Yeah.
So that is why we've been gone, but now that it's almost completed, we are back full swing to give you guys all the Halloween content.
And yeah, we are very excited. Today we're going to do a double. We're going to talk about Knott and we're going to talk about Universal. There's a lot going on at Universal Studios with their builds, and there is some things that have been revealed at Knott.
Yeah, so why don't we talk about Halloween Horror Nights first? So first of all, when we went there, this isn't even related to Halloween Horror Nights, but Jurassic Park construction is pretty much looking completed, and they're now doing testing on the boats, and we know that they have to do a certain amount of hours of testing on the ride before they can open, and so I think they're just getting through that, but we still don't have a release date.
We don't have a release date, and I don't know. It was supposed to be for summer, and there's some things that are still saying summer, and then there are some things that are now saying fall, and I'm not sure.
And do you know what's kind of funny about that is that I bet you, like, tomorrow the release date's gonna get announced for because every single time we film one of these videos, it always, like, the next day it's like, oh, well, our content's outdated because they announced the release date after we pushed the video.
But we should get that email pretty soon, based on what's going on. But the new area looks amazing. I did take some footage of it, and wow, you guys, I'm so excited.
I am too.
So excited to ride that ride. I don't even care if I have to pay to get in that day because my pass is blocked out. I really want to go ride it.
Ooh, that's commitment.
That is commitment.
So let's talk about Halloween Horror Nights itself. So as we could see in the footage, and we're probably going to put it right, behind the mummy queue, we can see the tent is up, the walls are up, and it is looking like Killer Klownz from Outer Space. And the reason why I say that is, number one, the facade is red and white, or red and yellow, just like the tent in the movie. And also, they did Killer Klownz from Outer Space in Orlando last year as a scare zone. So we all kind of were like, they're probably gonna want to go ahead and make that a maze, at least here and probably over there, because it was such a popular scare zone. It like rated really highly with the guests.
And another thing, like last year at Universal Hollywood, they actually had masks. They were actually selling Killer Klownz from Outer Space masks.
Yeah,
and
foreshadowing.
And I was like, yeah, like why would they have this over here when we're not doing anything with it? Or were we?
So it's not confirmed, but we are 99.99% sure that it is going to be Killer Klownz from Outer Space. But if it's not, then it has to be something circus related. Yeah. It looks like a tent, a circus tent, so.
Fun fact. Killer Klownz from Outer Space, when I watched it when I was 8 years old, gave me 4 days of nightmares. Now that I watch it again, it's a little dumb, but when I was 8, it was not dumb. So I'm wondering how I will react during going through that maze, if that's what it is. But I'm so excited because it's Killer Klownz from Outer Space, and I'm just like, pop the noses, guys.
Just all you gotta just
pop the nose.
Like a little water balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, through the scare zone last year in Orlando, no one was scared. It was just almost like a photo op because it was just fun.
They're fun, but they're still creepy. I'm excited to go through the mazes this year because they seem just like cool concepts.
Yeah, like, exactly.
I'm waiting for the scary, and I know I've read some comments where they're like, that's not like, you know, Universal has not gone really scary this year, so I think we're all anticipating that super one that's going scary.
Well, at least it's better than like when they did This Is the End 3D maze, where it was like literally a Seth Rogen comedy.
Yeah, but that just looked fun.
I mean, it was fun, but at least like if people are complaining like, oh, it's not that scary, at least Killer Klownz from Outer Space was trying to be scary, and so you have that, and it has clowns in it, as opposed to like, you know, Jonah Hill popping out at you, you know, all possessed by a demon. That wasn't really.
I get it. I mean, like honestly, if you were actually put into that situation, you get zapped by a ray gun and put into a cotton candy cocoon, and then they would stick a straw in you and drink your blood. So.
I mean, sounds like a normal day for me.
Oh my god. But yeah, we should watch it.
I did. I watched it. I watched it last week. It was actually kind of funny.
It was. Well, favorite part. If you guys haven't watched Killer Klownz, and we'll move on from this. But when he does the shadow puppet of the T-Rex, and then he eats all those.
Oh yeah, and the guys are all like, oh.
kind of
The
funny
guy's
now.
watching.
It's funny now. When I was 8, I was horrified.
Oh, I can imagine. You
I
know.
was like, oh my god, I need to see
Snow White scared me when I was 8, so Killer Klownz is obviously a okay thing.
That hag.
Yeah, she was scary.
She'd get you.
Okay, so anyway, let's talk about some other things. So now we can't see Stranger Things at all because that's in a soundstage.
Soundstage, but you guys, we have footage of it. There's a queue. There's a new queue that they built alongside of the Transformers area, and it is actually all plasticed up still with television screens and everything. I don't know why they would build that. There's like 1 of 3 reasons. 1, Transformers doesn't need it. The line is not out there anymore. They could use it for Stranger Things, going through and like bust out some super cool 80s like rock video. Like, I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
Or it could be for its neighbor, Nintendo.
I think it's a combination of all 3, but I really do think it's because of the construction that they had to move that. You remember that little holding area that would zigzag in the back? They had to move that along the wall, the building walls and the sound stages. And I think that's why, but it's also like a kill 2 birds with 1 stone because now they can use it for a Stranger Things queue.
Yeah, because I mean it's a dedicated queue.
Yeah. Yes.
Can we just talk about how awesome the music was before Stranger Things last year?
The awesome was amazing,
Yeah.
and it got you so pumped up to go into Stranger Things. And I think Stranger Things, personally, was one of the best mazes. It flowed very well.
And there was like a lot of
very well, even in transitions. That Universal has been kind of lacking on lately. Not that the mazes are bad, but Stranger Things transitioned into every scene.
And there was like a hype, like
There was
waiting in line.
You were like you were already you were ready.
Yeah.
You were just all like, woo!
I think like even our Instagram story, like I have 3 or 4 videos of us just rocking out to 80s music in the Stranger Things queue because we're having such a good
so
time.
looking forward to it. So if I'm just Universal, if you're using that queue that you're building, put some 80s music videos up there. I'm yours. Okay.
Okay. Let's move on to the behind.
Let's go to Holidayz in Hell because that's right there when you walk in. So Holidayz in Hell is the square.
The Parisian
Square.
Square.
Yeah,
the
the Parisian
Square.
Square is being used. I don't know why my cat is deciding to like love me. She hates me, but isn't she cute? Anyways, it's right there in the Parisian Square, guys, and that is all sealed off now. I tried to get as much footage as possible, but that front area where Monsters was last year, it doesn't come out as far as that. Monsters came out all the way into the center of that area, and it seems like it's just right there in the square.
John Marty tweeted that he can't use that space anymore this time, so that's where the maze is going to start, is where that facade is, and we know that facade is going to be a calendar showing all the different dates, and when you go in there, that's when the maze will start. Kind of like, if you guys remember Halloween, I think it was the first Halloween maze was up there in that area, and it actually started where that facade is, so kind of a bummer that it doesn't give you extra maze, but that's okay. I mean, I'm still really excited for Holidayz in Hell.
The way it's looking, it looks like they packed a lot of maze inside. And even me looking down, because where Trick or Treat was last year, which is now probably Killer Klownz from Outer Space, it just looks so twisty, turny in there, and they're just packing a lot in like a little space. So that should be cool.
Speaking of packing a lot in a little space, is the tent where American Horror Story and Blumhouse 2 maze was. That is a huge tent that they have set up there, and that has, there's nothing built, the walls aren't even up really yet, it's just the tent. But that is, I'm really excited to see what IP or what original idea they're going to use towards that maze, because that one's always infamously the longest maze. And so it kind of shocks me that they wouldn't use Stranger Things for that one. I'm happy that Stranger Things is in a soundstage, because it gives more help with the special effects, but I want to know, what are they going to put down there?
Could it be Frankenstein versus Wolfman?
It could be. If there were no indications. There was no indications. That tent is literally just up and it's empty.
Yeah.
You can't really see any walls inside of it. So we'll see. I mean, obviously we're going to be going back every other week just to see what's going on and getting that footage for you guys. Right now, that's all we know from Universal. Obviously, probably Killer Klownz from Outer Space. Holidayz in Hell is going up, and that black tent is there in the backlot area. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing a whole lot more going if they need to get all these done.
Yep. Okay, let's move on down to Knott's Berry Farm. What do we see at Knott's Berry Farm?
So Knott's Berry Farm they're not moving as fast as what's going on, but as Universal, but it's because, you know, some of their mazes are already set up, but we do know, let's talk about what we do know for it. Obviously, the Depths is coming back. Now, as I'm saying these guys, just remember that Knott's has not officially said anything, but if you're in the haunt community and you're looking at what they have still up and what they have built, you know. Okay, you know. We get it. All right. So the Depths is coming back. The lighthouse is still there. The Paranormal Inc. facade is still up. It's still there. Now, whether they shock us and have changed the lower facade, because really what I'm only looking at from where we can see is the upper portion where they still have the lightning and they have basically that mural painted. So unless they've changed something inside, which I can't see, I'm gonna say Paranormal Inc. is coming back for at least another year. Okay, I don't think they're gonna be getting rid of Dark Entities anytime soon.
No, it's just too new.
It's too new.
I wish they would, but it's too new.
I think there will be some changes, and that's right. Like Dead of Winter was only up for 2 or 3 years. I think they tried to move into some things that just didn't work. But they also moved in with the new concept of Dark Ride. Yeah. I think Dark Ride is definitely coming back.
Yeah.
And then obviously, as you can see right now, Shadowlands is 100% coming back because that banner says Shadowlands.
No, I'm not convinced. No.
You're not?
No, I don't think so.
It's gonna be different.
It's gonna be Lands of Shadow, actually. That's the new.
And if you're like, oh, they just put up the Shadowlands banner, when you see the footage as you move on and you see the ending of the maze, it's the Japanese writing with
No, it's not Shadowlands.
With the samurai.
With the samurai. So what else do we have?
Pumpkin Eater.
Pumpkin Eater, I feel, is definitely going to come back, and I kind of see them moving in this direction of just theming these mazes based on where they are, which would be a really, really cool thing and a really cool concept to be like, hey, I'm in Ghost Town. It's kind of related to Ghost Town, or like, hey, I'm in whatever, for like the Red Barn. So
yeah, any update on the Red Barn, on what we see in there?
The Red Barn is, okay, so not the Red Barn, but the Wilderness Dance Hall is used so much throughout the year that is pretty much the last thing that's going to get a build.
Right.
So I went around to the Wilderness Dance Hall. There's nothing going on inside because we have summer nights going on right now. And I do think that they're using that for either a taste testing for something, for wines or different things like that. And I even went around the side, to see if there was any wood or anything up there, and there's not. So I think Wilderness Dance Hall is going to get the last and final thing because they have to go through the summer. And once summer ends, then we'll most likely see them just pushing through. What I'm really interested to see when we go back is if I can get footage of the Trick or Treat facade, because that has changed.
We could do it on Ghost Rider.
Yes, and we're gonna be going on Ghost Rider.
Yeah. That is fun little fact. That is my favorite ride. So every time we're like, oh, we have to go on Ghost Rider to get footage of a maze, I'm like, oh, we have to. Okay, yeah. I guess.
But yeah, we'll be going on Ghost Rider to see if we can get footage of that. We might have to
go on this.
We might have to go on it twice, Mike.
Oh, bummer.
We have to scope it.
Okay.
And then get back in, and then
and we'll just go on it a third time just to clean up the footage, right?
Just to clean it up a little bit, and refix my spine.
Yeah.
I know Knott's moves at a slower pace, but it's just because they've got a bunch of stuff going on throughout the summer, and I know they're working on those facades in the back. We know Depths is coming back. We know Dark Entity's coming back. Paranormal Inc. probably coming back for 1 year. Shadowlands is definitely back. If there was 2 new mazes this year, which is usually what Knott's goes for, where would they be?
The Barn.
The Barn.
And I don't know, is Infected coming back? Do we know?
I don't know. So the big monkey wrench in the plan for Infected is the fact that Mystery Lodge is now shut down.
Plot twist.
And I got footage. I went up on the Calico New River Journey exit area, and what you can see is the Paranormal Inc. sign on Alpha Street area, you can see it in the back, but you can't see anything else. So we know that maze is gone from that area. And they probably just left the Paranormal Inc. sign up because
it's cool.
It's cool, and it's probably completely out of the way, and it's kind of just a tribute to like what was there for the last 3 years.
Because for those of you that don't know, Infected and Paranormal belong in the same universe.
Infected, yeah. Like Jackie said, like Infected and Paranormal are in the same, they're in the same time. I don't know, because we showed the tank was backstage by the depths. That maze is obviously completely destroyed in that back area, and I don't know if that has something to do with Mystery Lodge being taken down, and we don't know if Mystery Lodge is coming back. Obviously, even if Mystery Lodge was gone, it wouldn't really affect Infected being there. But since it is taken down, are they going to put it back up? Like, did they just have to take it down to fix it? And they're going to rebuild it in that area? Or is it moving to another way? Or are you going to be shooting aliens next year? I don't know.
I do think,
I don't know.
If I can chime in, that the concept of Infected would have worked so well with Dark Entities.
It would have transitioned very well.
I feel like that's what Infected should have been. Is it should have gone to Dark Entities, and you're trying to shoot the
Dark Entity as it comes through. I don't know. This is one, usually I can kind of predict and kind of see which way something is going, and this one is really stumping me where it's gonna go, or if it's just gonna go back to where it was. I don't know if it's just being rebuilt. They had to completely take it down to rebuild it with new wood, but then if this would be its last year, why would they put the money into doing that?
So you think, do you think it should be time for them to move on?
I personally think it's time that they move on to a newer concept, not taking away the fact of shooting anything like that and having those guns, just moving into a new era of something else that we can look at. We've been looking at zombies for the last 5 years. So do we look at aliens now?
That would be actually really cool.
It would. It would transition so well.
Yeah. Well, that is our Halloween update for you guys. So leave us comments down below what you think the hopeful 2 new mazes for Halloween, or for Not Scary Farm is, and then what else you guys were hoping to see at Halloween Horror Nights. And as usual, go ahead and like this video, comment down below what you guys think, subscribe.
And if you're so inclined, check us out on the Patreon app or patreon.com if you want to join the Skeleton Crew, the Monster Squad, or the Wolf Pack.
And always be ready,
because you never know where your compass is going to take you. Bye, guys!
Hey guys, Salem here. Midsummer Scream is coming August 3rd and 4th. Get your tickets now. You don't have one? Get one!